All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, and thank you for attending the webinar this morning, which is on prospecting the 401k market. This is a program that we've had before, and appreciate you taking the time today out of your busy week. I know we have a kind of a short week coming up with the holiday, and so we do appreciate your time, and we value that. So I'm Jim Guinan. I'm an annuity sales director here at Insurance Agency Marketing, and I've been working in this role here for a number of years, and prior to here, even more. So enjoy working in this fixed annuity marketplace, and I like to look for ways to help you as the producer to prospect maybe more efficiently and ways to put more dollars in your pocket. So today, again, is on prospecting the 401k market. I do want to remind you that it will be recorded, so if for some reason you don't hear it, have to leave early, we understand. We will have a recording available this afternoon that we can get out for you. And before I do that, I want to just go through a couple topics here at what's going on at Insurance Agency Marketing. First and foremost, I do want to remind all of you out there that we are moving our offices. We're staying in the Omaha area, but we will be moving our location to an Elkhorn, Nebraska address, which is about 7 miles west of where we are now. So if you're in the area here, you'll have to stop in. Our new address is on all of our emails, and I don't know it by heart, but I will tell you that it is west of here. Like I said, about straight west 7 miles. We now have our own office in a very nice area accessible to the main street here, main thoroughfare in Omaha, which is Dodge Street. So we're pretty excited about that. We will be moving into those offices starting on Thursday afternoon, and we hope that we do not have any hitches as far as communication. So if you make a call, that'll be obviously transparent to you, but we will be in a new location, all hopefully ready and set to go on Friday, September 2nd. I wanted to talk a little bit about an academy, like the Life and Annuity Academy, and we do have one more session of our Life and Annuity Academy scheduled for very soon. It's actually September 14th to the 16th, and that academy attendance list has already been completed. We will have more academies as we come into the new year, hopefully at least 3. So if you're not familiar with it, the academy is designed to help you grow your business by learning about and being next to some top producers, how they write business, and would learn a little bit more about seminar selling if interested. We also do have some advanced topics to the academy. It is a 2-day event. We pack a lot of information in there. We hope that you may have an interest in that. If you're currently writing fixed annuity or life business and want to grow that business, please let us know how we can help you further through possibly the academy. I would ask that if you have an interest in that, I'm going to launch a poll question. You can respond to that. You can answer that yes or no if you'd like to know more about. We can get you more information. We can answer any questions you have. The academy has been very successful. We usually target around 30 to 40 producers that are already writing business and want to, again, continue to grow that business and do that through us. It is an all expense paid trip. We pay for your travel and stay while you're there. Lately, the academies have been held at Athene's home office in West Des Moines. Sometimes the academies are also here in Omaha. So again, as you can see some of the highlights of what we try to cover. They are constantly updated to address certain issues, including the DOL. I know we spent some time on that at the last academy as far as we interpret that and understand how it is at right now, of course. So if you have an interest in this, please let us know. Our goal is to not have individuals that are new in the business, are new to fixed annuity selling at the academy. That's not the purpose of it. So if you're just starting out, we understand your desire to get trained. We can certainly hope that you would partake in webinars like this today, through other presentations, through training, and of course all of the marketers that you talk to here at Insurance Agency Marketing have had field experience at some time or another, whether it's annuity or life. So again, if you have an interest in that, please let me know. We'd be glad to pursue that further, get you some information after the academy, or excuse me, after this webinar. If you've not already been sent information, usually Sarah will email you a link with information about the academy and how you can register for future academies. Again, we're completed for this year, but we're always looking for agents, and if you show interest in that, we will keep that list compiled, and then we'll follow up for you next spring when we know closer to when we have the next academy. Okay, so close that out. Thanks for your response on that. We certainly appreciate it. The next slide talks about our new producer bonus. And again, I won't spend a lot of time on this. This is a great program that we offer here at IAMS to help you when you're starting to write business through us. And we certainly want to help you along the way. So in your first 6 months of after you contract, then you have 6 months to write these levels of business and then to take advantage of those incentives. Having come from another IMO here locally, we did not have anything of this sort. So it's a great way to get you kind of an appreciation for writing business with us so soon at those levels. And again, we're glad to pay that out to you because it does take a lot of recruiting dollars to get agents to write business or find agents that are writing business at those levels sometimes, especially in the annuity area. Okay, another way that we will help you out, 2 ways. On this slide, we talk about referred producer program, which I think is very good. Again, you refer an agent to us that you know is working maybe life insurance sales, or you know is doing a combination of life annuity, what have you. You refer that agent to us, and then when they contract, you get a bonus. And when they start to write the business, then you get a piece of that paid out to you. And as you can see in the example, someone that writes $1 million would equate to $2,000 in bonus for you. So we don't limit that. If you have a number of agents that you want to refer, and this is the way that you want to build that business, perhaps, is by referring a number of agents, this is the kind of dollars that would be for you, and it doesn't come from them or from you. It comes from us. The other program that we have, which is ongoing, is our marketing reimbursement. And so for most of the business that you place through here, and I'll just say it that way, not all business has dollars thrown into the marketing reimbursement. Most of your fixed index business, the single premium life market business that you write, that has dollars that will go into there. That is not money that expires, so it doesn't have to be used at a certain period of time or by the end of the year. And if you have expenses in your business, and we all do, for example, E&O, or you want to do a lead mailer, or you have a seminar program coming up and you want to see what's available, if you've been writing any amount of business, there'll be some dollars in there that we can reimburse you back. Again, that's money that comes from us to you. So. Okay, our creative department has been very busy lately. There has been a lot more calls that come into our brokerage about designing websites or guidance on that, also on newsletters, on email marketing. And I would suggest, if you haven't updated your website, or you don't have one, or you'd like to know how you can utilize some areas of this that you see right here on the screen, I would suggest talking to Matt, Neil, or Adam Bilas. Those gentlemen one of their main jobs is this right here. So if you have any interest in that, after the webinar is over, if you just, you're starting to plan for next year already and thinking how you can hit the ground running when January hits here, that would be a good thing to talk to those gentlemen about some ideas that I'm not even mentioning here, but they have some great ideas to help you with marketing, online, using Facebook to do some prospecting and the right way to do it. So those are just some examples. Again, talk to Matt or Adam. Okay, talking here a little bit about our annuity alternative, and we have seen a great amount of growth in this area here at Insurance Agency Marketing, what we call an annuity alternative. You've heard that term probably now, and what we're talking about is wealth transfer products. And so a great area of growth in talking with our competition, who writes a lot of single premium life products. A lot of that comes from successful annuity agents. So if you're used to dealing with individuals' assets, which if you're in the fixed market, you are, this is a great area to concentrate on. Talk with clients about assets they're not necessarily earmarked for retirement and want to just simply pass on at their death. This would be a great thing to visit with. We have 9 carriers presently in this market, including Baltimore Life, Equitrust, National Western North American, Sagicor, just to name some of those. So again, if you are interested in learning more about, if you have interest in the annuity alternative or want to learn a little bit more about single premium whole life, please respond to that question. We would be glad to get you some information out, including our toolkit to help you kind of wrap yourself around that if you've not been talking with clients about it, and how that can benefit them. And of course, it certainly can benefit you. Not underwritten, certainly like traditional products, and has some very unique features that I think would help you. So again, we're seeing a tremendous amount of growth in this market over the last few years, and I think that's only going to continue. So again, if you'd like to get more information, perhaps a phone call from someone in the life department and get an illustration just so you can see how it works and pick that apart a little bit, and also just visit with Mark, Sandy, or Marcus. Okay, and just wrapping up here, and then I'll get to my 401k market topic today. Want to just mention to you, we still have a incentive trip that we're currently in the middle of. It's called Caddies and Casinos, and this is for your Athene only business. This particular incentive qualification period is still on and running through the end of the year. So as you can see here, your Athene business qualifies, and that's fixed indexed or multi-year rate. It's anything that you write with Athene. $1.25 million will qualify you as a producer, or $1.75 million for you and a guest. And that will be now, and we do have the dates, February 26th through March 1st of next year at in Las Vegas. So if you have an interest in that, if you've written some Athene business and you're not sure how much or how far you're into that, please let us know. I know we've been making some phone calls to kind of update you on that too. We certainly appreciate your Athene business, and should be a fantastic trip. This is the 3rd annual, and so far I believe we have quite a number of agents that are qualifying for. So set your targets. If the date works and you can see that it's feasible, those products work for your clients, whether it's the income producing or accumulation products, let us know what you need. If you're familiar with Athene, fantastic. If you want to get updated on what they have to offer and what's available in your state, let me know or let any of the annuity marketers know, and we'll be glad to visit with you about it. Okay, so prospecting the 401k market. As I mentioned in the first slide, it's a valuable source of new business for the insurance professional. And I wanted to give you a little background information and then talk to you about why I think this is an area to focus your energies a little bit with existing people that you work with, existing clients and prospects. So a little information here that might kind of help you understand how huge this market really is. And the most recent statistics I had was a couple years back, and at that time, nearly 80% of let me back up a little bit. I'm sorry. According to the Investment Company Institute, as of June 2014, 401k plans held an estimated 4.4 trillion in assets, and that represented nearly 18% of the 24 trillion in U.S. retirement assets. And by comparison, a decade before that, the assets were only 2.2 trillion. So as you can see, a large amount of growth in the 401k market. Okay, so how many Americans today have 401k plans? Well, a few years back, it was read that nearly 80% of full-time workers had access to employer-sponsored retirement plans, and more than 80% of those workers participated in a plan. So as we look to companies that are a little larger, on average 500 employees or more, 89% had access to the plan and 90% participated. So what is the average 401k plan account balance? Well, according to Fidelity and Vanguard, for baby boomers, the ages were 50 to 67, that average balance was almost $127,000. And for those over 55 in particular, the balance was above $150,000. Also of note, 61% or more of these plan balances were invested directly or indirectly in equities. And just a couple years ago, that was even higher. I don't have an updated statistic for you today. It would be interesting to see how much of that would be in equity in light of the market as it has been. Now, lately, of course, it's been up. So hard to say. But again, the one thing I want to also mention is that's an average. So that includes those people with low balances and those with very large balances. That may not necessarily be representative of the median, of course, but still interesting. Ages 55 and up, average balance 150,000. So more money is being held in these 401k plans than ever before. And workers have access to and are participating in these plans, and their balances are rather large. And they need to be, because as more defined benefit plans are disappearing and switching over to defined contribution like the 401k plans, people are more responsible for their own retirement than ever before. So the other reality that that individuals are facing today, of course, is that they're changing jobs and careers. And just a few years ago, the Department of Labor reported that the median job tenure is just 4.6 years. And so people are changing jobs, and in those changes, they have a number of decisions to make, as you know. So what do they do with the retirement plan is a question they might have. Do I leave it where it's at? Or do I move it to a new plan? Or do I transfer it to a individual retirement account? So some choices that they have to make, in addition to all the other choices, in once they've made a new position change or left an employer for that matter, is the advantages of leaving the money in the current plan. So some of those advantages would be performance. And certainly up till now, that retirement money has done well, has survived through the ups and downs, and has performed fairly well. So one of the advantages would be, well, let's continue to leave that. Although I may not be working there, that plan's performed well. It still allows me the good options for growth that I've had, and there are a lot of choices. So I like where it's at. I could leave it. The other is loan privileges. Not sure how many would allow that, but I have heard of individuals that have still maintained that. I don't know how high a percentage of plans will let you borrow yet if you're not at that employer anymore. But another one would be specific tax advantages, including 10-year forward averaging or capital gains treatment. So depending on how old that plan is, there may be some reasons to leave the dollars there for those reasons. And you would want to check with your tax professional or the plan administrator to find out if that qualifies under those rules. Now, let's talk about some disadvantages. Well, certainly there are disadvantages of leaving retirement plans where they're at. One may be, of course, that, and I don't have it here written, but performance. The performance may be a contributing factor. You know, maybe you've diversified it, it just hasn't done well, doesn't have a lot of investment choices. As I mentioned here, investment options may be limited or heavily in company stock. The other reason would be the plan fees are too high and may be increasing. Another reason would be lack of control or access. And again, these are all, it may not be one reason, but maybe contributing factors for an individual. And one of these certainly would be you're not working there anymore. You want to be employed where your retirement plan is. You may have less access to, or the communication lines aren't as good as they used to be. So again, lack of control or access certainly is a big reason. And there may be another specific investment reason, and I've heard this from a number of clients, that they don't have a good fixed option. So again, you have the plan as it is for all those years. You deal with the choices, good or bad. But one that you'll see, and I've heard, is if there's a lot of equity choices, and then of course then there's a money market. But you often won't find a product that fills the space like a fixed annuity will. So something that has a return potential of between, let's say, 2 and 4 or 3 and 5% with no risk to the principal. Yeah, there may be a money market, but the money market return is very low. It's usually just a holding tank is what the money market is. So, or a balancing out, but certainly doesn't offer a very competitive return. So there's another one that, and you can see where I'm leading with this, that people may be looking for an option that what a fixed annuity will fill. Okay, so excuse me. So a client has decides to move their 401k account, and for whatever reason they do not or cannot move into a new 401k plan, either because there isn't one offered or because there is a period of time that they can't move that into. So another choice would be to direct that to a IRA, specifically a traditional IRA account. And so this is where you can help them. Okay, they could look at a fixed or fixed index product as a choice here. And why would they want to look at that? Well, first of all, they cannot lose principal. There are no fees or expenses. They can participate in some growth of the market without downside risk, and that specifically describes what a fixed index product does. They would maintain 100% control of the account, and they would have the choice of adding some products with perhaps an income rider or a confinement rider. So they could choose that. It may be built into the product, or it may be something that they can add for a cost. So those would be certainly all the advantages of looking at a fixed product. Okay, so what are some choices here? I mean, there are a multitude. You all know there's a lot of insurance companies out there, a lot of carriers in the fixed annuity marketplace. And I wanted to mention a couple here that that might work. And the first one is a product with Athene, and it's called the Performance Elite. Now, this is a product series that was designed to build more of an accumulation story. Again, the fixed index products offer a competitive alternative to what a traditional fixed product will. So currently fixed only rates out in the marketplace, you're looking at 2.5% for a 5-year as our best rate. You might get 2.75 for a 6-year, and those aren't bad. I mean, they're better than what a bank alternative would be. But sometimes the individual, we're trying to help them grow that in a safe way. The Performance Elite product has a number of strategies, about 6 or 7, and some of those are cap design and some are uncapped. So it has a good blend of products. And looking at the long term of it, I would say that what the goal here is to try and earn between 3 and 5% over the period of time. Again, there's no fees to the product. There's no built-in, there's no income rider. It does have some higher bonus options that the client can elect when they issue it. Those do have some extra cost, but depending on the state, depending on the length of the product, there is no built-in automatic cost to this product. And so we see this as a competitive performer compared to the competition. On the flip side of that, we have the AIG Power Select Plus. We're seeing great results from this, especially if your clients are 65 and above. This particular annuity product has been shown to have very competitive income payouts. Again, it won't win if we do a comparison. It won't win all the time, but across the board, if they're 65 and above, this product has proven to be very strong. So these are just a couple examples of products that you could utilize. If you'd like to get a little more information on these, certainly you can respond to the poll question I just launched here. By no means are they the only ones. They're not the only ones you'll hear me talk about. But I'm a firm believer in finding the best product that we can for your client situation, and you'll never hear me say the same product unless the criteria is the same, but oftentimes it depends on your state, so we'll have to check to see what's available. Performance Elite, some version of it is available just about everywhere, but not everywhere. So Power Select Plus, the same thing. So if you'd like to get more information on them and or get some appointment contracting paperwork, we can certainly get it out to you. Other products that we're seeing good accumulation from, just so you know, American Equity has a couple products, Traditions Gold, Choice Series with good accumulation story. Athene has a newer designed shorter term series called the Ascent that has a 5 and 7 year index, and the 7-year index pretty competitive. Great American has also some shorter term indexes that we see decent rates out of for accumulation, and you don't have to put a rider on all of those. So the rider, if they elect it, if it's available, they would elect it. On income, it depends on you'll hear this, you probably heard me say this if you've talked with me, but it depends on the age, the deferral period, and if it's joint or single payout. So again, AIG is coming in strong. We're also seeing good results of income through American Equity, North American, through Athene on their income side. So again, it depends on this client's age and what they want to do. Having a detailed conversation about what they want. Again, if it's 401k money, I think the first question to ask them as you're rolling it to a traditional IRA is do you see yourself doing anything more than RMDs? Are you going to take just the minimum distribution from that as you approach 70, or as you reach 70 and that's all you see yourself taking? If the answer is yes, then we don't need to be looking at a product with an income rider and charging a fee. So again, those are questions you'll want to asked. But again, these are some good products to talk about. Okay, moving on, I want to talk about target prospecting, some ideas of where to prospect for 401k and other plan rollovers. And some of this is really not earth-shattering, but I think we sometimes outsmart ourselves. And I think we have to look at who do we have. When I started in the business, I was selling mutual funds, and my mutual fund manager used to say, all right, well, who's the best person for you to talk to about a new product, new offering, or who's the people that you already have as clients? Well, when you're starting out, you can't say that, but certainly talking with your existing clients during annual reviews or any opportunity, if you've not visited with them lately about this, you want to ask them, is there a retirement plan that you have from an old employer that we haven't talked about that you haven't done anything with, or that you need to take a closer look at? Because again, sometimes they only have like $5,000 or $10,000 in there. And I know that for a lot of you, you might say, well, what's that big deal? I'm not going to deal with that. But 5 or 10,000 actually is what that might have been worth. But they just left it behind. They said it's not worth messing with. And then you get that money rolled over, and then you also plant the seed for when they may change their job again. Remember, the median job tenure is only 4.6 years. So people are changing jobs potentially 10 times in their career. So talking with them about old retirement money, talking and discussing about future changes. Are you anticipating a career change? Please let me know when that happens, because we'll have to help you with the transition of your retirement money. So likewise, I think it's important to ask for referrals in the same way. So when you're visiting with your clients and you're working on who else to talk about, who else can you see, whether you do this in a written form or on the appointment, ask them, who do you know that's left an employer recently? Do you know any of your friends or colleagues that are going to be retiring or are looking at changing their careers in the next 6 months to 1 year? Those are all great prospects for you to talk to. Get the foot in the door, visit with them, and if you're constantly doing that, you're going to be getting 6-figure rollovers. Okay, some other areas that you can kind of focus on a little bit, either a certain so many hours, however you want to approach it, but perhaps a game plan of talking to so many business owners that you may know or not know, but you can reach out to them. Calling companies directly, trying to get through to people that work in the HR or have to do with plan benefits, reaching out to them, discussing either a way to meet with them or at least visit with the person that has to do with hiring and dealing with employees in essence. Another thing you can do, of course, there are a lot of lead companies, and you really want to do your research on those because there are so many. There aren't a lot that I've seen that deal specifically with pensions or retirement rollovers. There are some, so you want to do your homework on those and ask a lot of questions and make sure that you're getting what you're paying for. Oftentimes that's just a list of people, so that could be a lot of time wasted, but there are some lead companies to look at. The key here, of course, through all of these options is to discuss with those people who matter and who can put you in front of people that are either have old plans but also maybe changing, and keep track of that and follow up. Believe me, it will pay off, because again, there are people that are retiring every day. What we hear, and somebody corrected me last week and said that's a low number, but 10,000 people a day turn age 65. Now, not all of them are retiring and necessarily walking away from work, but that's how many people are turning 65 every day. Okay, talking another particular area, and then I'll be wrapping up here. Another area that we see producers focusing on specifically with 401k plans is the in-service withdrawals, and or what we call age-based in-service withdrawals, excuse me. And this means withdrawing funds from an employer-sponsored qualified plan while continuing to work and contributing to the plan. This withdrawal, if completed as a direct rollover, can allow actively working employees, and those typically over 59 and a half or older, to purchase an IRA annuity without incurring income taxes or penalties. And the advantages of these in-service withdrawals are they can maintain control over that segment of their retirement money. They can diversify and expand their investment choices by offering a better fixed-only option. Again, you cannot lose principal. There's no fees or expenses. They can participate in some growth of the market without downside risk. 100% control of account and choice of income riders. Again, sound familiar? Well, it is, because it's the same selling points. These are people that are 59 and a half or older, most likely, and they have large balances, or they could have large balances, or they're just not happy with the plan they're in and want to look at some options. They want to look at some options of controlling it themselves. And we don't want to assume that it's only for 59 and a half and older. I personally have helped some clients that were 49 years old. It was written in their plan document. They could move that in-service withdrawal prior to that, and they actually were looking at something that they could just diversify with that was safer. Okay. So who's eligible for this? Well, participants must meet certain requirements. Guidelines may include a minimum age restriction, again, usually 59 and a half. They may have a length of service requirement, often 2 to 5 years, or both of those. And often the plans will limit withdrawals to vested employer matching contributions, plus earnings, as well as rollovers and earnings from previous employers' plans. So you may not have as large of a rollover here, but you could. So again, you're helping people that are a little younger than the normal rollout. So there's the balances that's available may not be as large, but it's still helping them, getting them as a client in some instances, working with them on a potential sale. So which plans do permit this? Well, profit sharing plans may permit it, 401k plans, employee stock ownership plans, and a cash balance, target benefit, and money purchase plans may permit this type of withdrawal. So what rules and issues are present? Okay, some things that need to be considered. Companies may impose penalties, including charges and suspension of plan contributions. Okay? So asset liquidation may result in penalties. It may result. Loans may be allowed in employer retirement plans. They're not allowed in IRAs. Okay, so once the dollars have been converted over to an IRA, that's not something you can borrow from anymore. So that would be an important consideration if you're still working, still contributing, and you want to have a maximum loan available to you. Any dollars that you've basically redirected out wouldn't be available for that anymore. So some steps that are involved in this. Well, first of all, you want your client to contact the Human Resource Department's Retirement Plan Administrator, and that's going to help you determine, does the plan allow it, and are they eligible? So you want to have them ask this question: can I take an in-service withdrawal? And if the answer is yes to both questions, so further questions would be, which assets are eligible? How much can be withdrawn? Does the plan impose penalties, including suspensions or deferrals of companies' contributions? And also, what are the processing requirements and distribution timelines. So once those questions are answered to their satisfaction, and hopefully they have access to, the full amount that's available at that time, and the next step would be to discuss options for transfer to a traditional IRA. Again, if it's a Roth 401k, then I guess it would be to a Roth IRA. So I want to make that clear because there are people that contribute to Roth 401ks. Okay, so just to kind of recap here, the average person does not understand the options that they have available when they leave their employer. And you see this on, I always relate this to, you see these ads on TV, especially for companies like Fidelity, and the reason they've done so well is because they make it seamless. And not to say that they're not doing a good job at what they do, but they make it very easy for someone to transition with those retirement dollars. They are already in the business of money managing and have many plans right now. So it makes sense that they help clients move that money out when they retire or when they leave an employer. So we have to be our own advocates and brand ourselves as that person that can help them transition. And again, there's not a lot to do here paperwork wise. That's not any different than any other kind of transfer. And the transaction itself to help them, whether it's an in-service withdrawal, is usually a form from the employer, or sometimes as simple as a phone call. So it's not a difficult thing to do. There are a few details that need to be paid attention to, but we can guide them, we can help them, and we can certainly educate them on their options because they don't understand that process, and it would be easy to do the wrong thing and liquidate it and then get taxed and penalties. So again, we can help you with that. I've done a number of these myself, both in service and 401ks. That's not really saying a lot, but I have done that. So if you need any help with it, certainly we can help you with the product side of it, but also the process of doing this. And more we're getting calls about 401k transfers, and I've had a number in the last few weeks, and in every instance it involved a form from the plan provider or a phone call. Not one of them would take a transfer form from the carrier. So you probably experienced that too. But again, we are in the business of helping them reach retirement goals through safe alternatives. And our job is, of course, to educate them. And this is a great market to work in. I certainly appreciate your time today. And if I can help you in any way with your fixed annuity business going forward, if we can here at the brokerage, please let me know. You have a great day.